Hi everyone, it is Miss Nicole here, and today it is Monday and we're going to be doing our learning together. So I have a little warm-up plan for us, looking at some tally charts and pictograms, moving on to a little activity and an additional activity if you would like to complete that too today. So the most important thing, pictograms today we're going to be looking at, is the key. This tells you what you are going to be using as a little picture to represent what you have found. So say you were looking for animals in the sea, so there were shark, turtles and seaweed, then you would have a circle and that would represent 1. Today we are looking at whether that circle can represent something different, so we'll be looking into that representing 2s today. If your key does represent 2, then it is most easy to count in your 2s until you get to the right amount, linking it from your tally chart. I will explain that a little bit more and it will be a little bit easier when there is something you can see as well. So let's move on to our warm-up and I'll introduce our activities after. Draw pictograms 2, 5s and 10 activity. Okay, so let's get ready. So which pictogram is correct? Why are the others incorrect? So pause here and have a little think about which graphs are correct and please explain why. So they have given you a key here for the pictograms. Obviously we've looked at many tally charts now and also you've got the original there as well. So have a little look. So the first thing obviously is to look at the first one here. So raspberry, they need 8 and an apple, they need 4. So let's have a little look here. So they've done there 5, 6, 7, 8. And the apple, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one is correct. Then moving on to a raspberry. So they say here that 1 sweet equals 1. So let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 raspberry. And apples, they need 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this one is correct as well. These here, let's have a little look. So raspberry, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay, so they have got half there. And apple, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, they've got double, so it looks like they have just switched around. So it's really important to remember that raspberry was 8 and apple was 4, and it's really important to make sure you've got them the right way round. So be careful when you're drawing that. Here they have got 1, 2, 3, 4 raspberry, again which is half, and apple they've got 2. So here I wonder what they've done there. Have a little think. It looks like they've got half the amount of each. So yes, it was this pictogram that was correct and the tally chart. Well done if you got that right yourself. So moving on to our learning today. So Rosie and Demir have been making a pictogram of animals that they saw on their walk. My goodness, what an extravagant walk they went on to see. 10 ostriches and 2 horses. Can you help complete the pictogram? So pause here and have a little think. The key is the 1 triangle equals 1 animal. So that's very important before moving on. Off you go. Okay, so hopefully you know that already. The horses are correct because they saw 2 horses and each triangle equals 1 animal. So 1, 2 horses. They only have 2 ostriches. So let's have a little look. Moving it up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they would need 9 and 10, but for some reason they've stopped there. So this is still incorrect as they've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I think they just didn't draw their chart big enough. So they've now thought about, okay, well, because I didn't have enough room for that, I will change my key and look at 1 triangle equals 2 animals. So have a little think, what number do I need to be counting in today? It will be our 2 times tables. So the key is 2 animals, so 2. How many horses? They are 2, so this horse would only need 1 triangle as that is equal to 2 animals for 2 horses. Now let's count on our 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So this represents, because they are 2 animals per triangle, 10 ostriches. So well done if you already knew that you were counting your 2 times tables and that you would need that amount of triangles. So let's pretend you saw 4 dogs and 6 giraffes. The most important bit again is the key when you're looking at pictograms. So have a little think, pause here and think about how many triangles you would need if you saw 4 dogs and 6 giraffes. Again, a very extravagant walk. Okay, so 2 because we're looking at every triangle means 2, so 2, 4. And we've stopped there because we only need 4 dogs. Counting again in our 2s until we get to 6. Oh, get rid of that. Don't need that. 2, 4, and 6. So well done there. I'll just go back in case you need to see that again. Well done. Brilliant. So remember, counting in your 2s if the key is 2. And luckily they are both in the 2 times tables. We'll discuss if they aren't later. So here, the key here is 1 writing implement. So it equals to 1. So here, the pencil, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pencils and 1, 2 pens. So here it equals 2. So let's just recap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's count on our 2s now. 2, 4, 6, 8. They have got that correct using their 2 writing implements. And again here they had 1, 2. So they only need 1 circle here because that represents 2. So Amir hasn't drawn enough circles. Well, he has because they are counting in 2s here. So that's really important to remember. So this is 1 implement and this is 2. So that is why there are different amounts of circles, because these are equal to 2 each and here they are only equal to 1. So now we are going to be looking at what if they had another pencil. Well, here it's nice and easy because 1 circle equals 1 writing implement. So this is 1 pencil. In our 2s, well, we can't have a whole circle because that equals to 2. We only need to add 1. So half of that, you would draw half a semicircle there. Okay, so when you're looking at 2 equaling 2, so this 1 circle equals 2, if you need an odd number, then you just draw a semicircle to represent 1. There you go, they've even coloured it in for you. Okay, so now either go on a walk or use my virtual walk or both. So it's very similar to last week. It is a long walk on that thing and it is going to be very busy like we saw last week. So feel free to go for a walk and create your own chart, and feel free to send that to me and Miss Haynes. We would love to see them. Or have a little game with me now and keep your eyes peeled, okay? So 1 circle is equal to 2 animals, okay? Let's start. Right. Okay, we're looking for birds, frogs and octopuses. There is 2 frogs. They're doing it as we go. 2 birds. Oh, they'll make it nice and a little bit easier. Oh, 2 octopus, so a whole circle. Or 3, so they will need a whole and a half. Okay, and that is it. So here they've adding a whole and then a half because there was a 3rd bird as well. So let's count on our 2s. There were 2, 4, 5 birds, 2 frogs and 2 octopuses. So well done for using your 2 there. Okay, so types of vehicles, there is our total, and we would like you to have a little think here. So we know that we need to be counting on our 2s all the way to 12. So let's do this first one together. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Brilliant. So now it will tell you to pause later, but I think you're great enough to pause here and have a little think about the 2, 5, and 7. So just remember here when you're drawing your 5, because we are counting in 2s, count up to the even number and then complete a semicircle for your half a circle for your odd number. Okay, so pause here and have a little draw at home. If you don't want to draw, then just have a little think and tell me how many circles or half circles you will need. Okay, so let's get going. A bus. You need 2 buses to be counting in 2s, so 2. You only need 1 circle. Lorry, so this is what I was on about here. So counting in our 2s all the way to our last even number, which will be 4. So let's do that. 2, 4, and it will be a half for our 5. Let's do the last one together. So again, it will say pause here. If obviously you've done the rest with me, then please have a little think about your 7 here. So counting in your 2s up until our last even number, which is 6. Let's do that together. 2, 4, 6, and half of your semicircle for 7. Well done. So well done for completing the warm-up and challenges along the way. We are now going to ask you to complete your own pictogram, thinking about whether you want to do that in ones again from last week, or whether you want to challenge yourself today and look at twos, counting in twos. So using the chart that we've just looked at to help you, have a little think whether you want to go on a walk just like last week, and have a little look out for birds, snails, different animals you might see, and then link to that pictogram thinking about counting in your twos today.